going on?
Dude, we've had, you remember that aluminum pergola job?
Mm-hmm.
So the city of Houston was investigating an open permit on a pool that the client had done recently. And so they came by and then they saw the structure and they said, there's no permit pool for this, you got to get a permit. And they put a sticker on the client's house. And so the client is a builder, and he told us, he basically said, don't worry about it, you know, we're coming in right behind the pool, so shouldn't have any issues. And our posts, one of our posts and a part of the kitchen are in the building line, but it's right off the pool coping, so it doesn't make any sense because the pool coping gets to go over the building line, but our one post and our part of our kitchen can't. So we have to get it redesigned. Luckily, the client is cool and understanding, so we have to pull a permit with the city of Houston, redesign it. But we've already built the kitchen, we've already put the posts in, so we gotta take part of it down. Luckily, we don't have to destroy it, but that's kind of crazy. And then I'm gonna bring you back to the project that we did off of 43rd Street with the paver extension, and then the patio or the retaining wall that goes around the bed. And then I'll bring you to a couple of other job sites, and we'll go from there. Cool. Okay, so we're off for that 43rd Street job that we did last Monday. Since I got y'all now, I'm gonna show you how it turned out. We haven't blown anything, so there's a lot of pollen from the recent windstorms that we've been having here in Houston, but hopefully it looks good. Y'all didn't see this earlier, but we did this privacy style fence for the trash cans, and then this is the extension of the driveway here. So we did this Origins charcoal paver extension, and then here's the blind over here. Turned out great. I'm actually really happy with it. I don't think we did this like wood burn. I think she did that, since my guys wouldn't have done that, but it looks great. I mean, turned out great. So the jasmine will grow on it. And then it looks like they just got their grass cut. And then this was the patio. And if y'all remember the discussion in the last video, we were talking with the client about how it needed to step down. So we ended up just throwing this in for them just so that it could just step down and the transition would have been better. Because if not, we would have had to demo the concrete and it wouldn't have looked good. And then again, on this side, an extension. If you do notice, it does have a slight wave to it, but that's because the existing driveway was kind of wavy. And if we would have kept everything straight, there would have been large gaps. So that's something that we had to kind of work with the old concrete. And then if you also remember in discussion, we talked about the drain. So we ended up putting the drain in there. My foreman was talking about not doing it, and we told him to do it, so we put it in. And then we did what I really like is when a client says yes to doing a paver border for their beds instead of like bender board or metal edging, because it just looks great. I mean, take a look at this. And then we put in some gardenias all throughout the bed, and then we put a Vitex tree right here. We might actually switch this around. I'm gonna tell Matt that. Hey Matt, let's move this Vitex to the middle so it's in the center of this window, and then put the gardenia on that side. So I'll text Matt that. Yeah, and then if y'all are wondering what this is a Juga. This is a ground cover. It's also known as, I think it's known as chocolate flower or chocolate ground cover. But during the spring, it has this lavender bloom. It almost looks like a bluebonnet. So I'm a really big fan, and it kind of will kind of scatter and grow into each other, and it's more of a natural look. It's not very clean or cut. It's not 90 degrees or anything like that. It'll kind of just grow organically. And then we did do a change order for this job. There was a existing drain that we were going to tie into, and when we got to it, it was like this corrugated plastic that was collapsed. So we had to redo it, but you can't even tell that we went through here and did this. And then we put a gravel border against the foundation. And we always recommend doing this in Houston. You don't want to have mulch beds up against your foundation because the mulch beds will soak up moisture, and then the slab will absorb moisture, and then that could buckle any wood floors that you have. It's also good just not to have any moisture being sucked up into your foundation. And then in the front, under this tree, she was struggling to grow anything, and she wanted to do some kind of ground cover, so we just continue with the ajuga, just all in the front over here. But this is kind of the master. This is a cool money shot right here. Look at this, Hector. Boom. She wants us to do her backyard next, and I really wanted her to put down new sod, but I think once we do the new backyard, we'll throw in doing the sod for her just so that everything looks great, because right now there's some undulations. But yeah, I mean, her house is completely transformed. I mean, when I came here, I think it was a tan color. Let me see, Hector. I think I have what it looked like before. Look at that. Look at this. Can you get that? Can you see it on there?
Yeah.
And look, she completely transformed her home. Now we got to move that Vitex over, but overall, I mean, it looks incredible. Job site. So that was a cool job site. Real quick job. We did that, I think, in 2 or 3 days. Client was great to work with. She went with something unique. Like those pavers, we typically don't do them, but I'm glad she chose it. I actually did the same paver design at my own home. So if you're ever looking for something like that, you're in Houston, you want a charcoal border like that, I would highly suggest that because it has some texture on it. And then her going with that idea of doing the band across the planters or the beds was really great. And I'm trying to push that more and more with our clients. Let me take this call. Hi, this is Chris. Okay, so we're here in Meyerland. We don't come out here that often, but I believe we got this job from a referral of a client of ours that was also in this neighborhood. So thank you to Ryan if you're watching this. Thank you for the referral. We are just doing a basic rip out, replace, just landscaping. I didn't sell this job, but Zach did, but pretty sure he had a lot of shade issues. So if you look up here, we got oak trees, live oaks, I believe. And these cause a lot of shade. So as these homes get older and the original grass starts to die off, regular St. Augustine doesn't work. So we use Palmetto St. Augustine, which is what we have here. It looks almost exactly the same as Raleigh St. Augustine, which is the typical stuff you see, but it is a little darker blade and the root system is slightly different. So this is Palmetto. We're gonna be doing a ton of planting. We got some Texas sage, some foxtails, some fountain grass. Pipe, ¿cómo estás?
Yes.
¿Todo bien?
Yes.
We're installing like 100 linear foot pipe. Now I think we actually sold this to be subcontracted, and that's one of our issues that we're having is some of these jobs will have 8 or 9 different things that we're selling, and not everything is supposed to be done in-house. So this is something that we should have subcontracted, but that was a mistake on our team's part for not communicating. So we're just going to take care of it in-house. It looks like we're also doing a pathway here. So if you follow us already on Instagram, you've seen all this. This is Belgard Dimensions 12. What's really cool about this pattern is it has 3 different sizes. I believe it's like a 6x9, and then I want to say like a 9x9, and then a 9x16 or something like that. So it's 3 different sizes, and it kind of breaks up the seams that you would get when you use like Holland stone. You'll always see all the seams, and if there's any imperfections, it kind of shows, but with this stuff it doesn't. So this is Scandina Gray. So it's a really great color. I'm a big fan of it. ¿Cómo estamos, Charmin? Dile hola.
Hola, hola, hola.
¿Cuánto más pie? Oh, vamos a ir para atrás.
Toda la vuelta.
Toda la vuelta.
Okay.
Okay. At the previous job site, I was talking about that drain that we put in. You couldn't really tell where the grass was disrupted. So here's the reason why. It's a little detail that can help you if you're a contractor, just kind of avoid any issues with your clients. But after we backfill this pipe in, we're gonna put the chunks of grass back on top, and then it's gonna be completely seamless. In about a week or so, you're not even gonna notice there was a drain there. So that's a little detail that I highly recommend you do if you're a contractor doing drain. De gama y estaba rompido. Y hace como casi unos 5 días nada más. Pero los otros trabajos que hace, go get some rebar from the shop and put them in the Portland.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
Okay. So I was telling him, when we do our edges for our patios, everybody does it differently. Some people don't like to have the Portland exposed, so you'll see like 2 inches of paper, then the Portland. And sometimes people just do it with like this plastic edging as a restraint. But we do a wet Portland, and we pretty much go all the way up to the edge. And over time, the grass will fill in, and then it will kind of grow to the height of it, and it's a clean finish. But the problem is with this is that over time, the Portland can start to crack and it looks bad. So I was just telling them that we were at a previous job site, and I already saw cracking it. It's only been a week, so I told them we're actually going to get that fixed. We're going to put rebar, but we need to put rebar in the Portland, and then put wet Portland over it so that it has some reinforcement. Otherwise, it's going to crack no matter what. The pavers may still stay, but it's going to look bad. So in the front over there, there's a pathway. I told them just to put that in tomorrow. Just put the rebar in the wet Portland. But yeah, here on this job, we're just doing Black Star gravel, drain, and then all these plants are going to go in the front, and then we'll throw in the sod. This is like I think it's a $39,000 job. Will be done in 3 days. So we're all about efficiency. All the materials are here on the job site. That's something that we've kind of struggled with in the past, is not being able to start things and guys are sitting. But we have all the lights here, all of our pavers, all of our sod. So there's no delays, no nothing. I like to have the stuff here the first day or the day before, just so anything can happen with your own suppliers or yourself whenever you go to the store to pick up stuff. So I like to kind of plan ahead and get things in ASAP.
Like
Vertical.
like vertical.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Did you mention it like vertical? Right here, need to
Yes.
put one piece.
A little piece and then notch it.
And make the little cut and bring it down, right?
Está bien. Yeah.
Just no match it up everything, right?
Just make it look good.
Okay. Yeah,
Estamos
this
bien?
one only I need to know for exactly
Okay.
same place.
Okay. Let me talk to Anton.
That one, you need to cut it?
Look, because you can see this. You get what I'm trying to avoid.
Yeah.
I want it to look.
Cut it, but I need to put the little pencil.
Yeah,
right
like
here.
I know this is gonna go this way.
Yeah, put on the right here.
Yeah, and then scoot this back and then put that
Yeah, I cut it.
like right here, like a flush.
Yeah.
Maybe you have to do. Oh, I'm sorry about that. Sorry, Abra. Like this. Like, can you make it like this? Because I don't want this exposed. I don't want them to ever see
Yeah,
that.
no, see the
Okay,
cut.
so you can
see
do it-
like this edge, this.
So I would cut this and then do that.
Yeah, I cut it, but I need to put it. Yeah, it's not wrong.
Okay. Yeah. So one of the problems, not a problem, but when we remove the deck, there is this flat. What? Yeah, I'm gonna talk to him about it.
If you're gonna do that, I might as well do that already.
You mean for the stucco?
Yeah, like you see the cap on those bones?
Yeah. We're thinking about it. I'm gonna talk to the homeowner. I think that's a good idea. Yeah. So we have this exposed flashing. So I think what we're gonna do is just cut it on each end and then just stucco it down for him. So it's kind of a clean look. But on this project. We're doing artificial turf in this entire area. We installed this trellis last week, and it's going to have honeysuckle vines growing up it. And then if you look over here, we installed this stucco kitchen. It has cabinetry, and then it has a cabinet under the grill, and then we installed the grill as well. And then we were able to pretty much match the stucco that you can see on the column there. So it looks really great. And then we did this cascading deck staircase that comes down. They had a previous deck, but it didn't look as good. And it was kind of closed off. So we wanted to kind of open it up. And then we're gonna put a wrought iron railing on each side, and then wrought iron railing over there. And I'll show you the wrought iron. Oh, and then we got these premium pavers I forgot to show you. These are premium 2x2 pavers. Very, very high quality. Here's the, we had to custom weld this. It's pretty nice. He did a great job on this. Aver, the guy that was hugging me, the weird guy, he's a welder, so those kind of guys are kind of quirky, but does really good work. Very, very good work. So I'm assuming, I haven't seen him do this before, but I'm assuming he's gonna cut it in sections and then weld it over there. But we'll see how that turns out. See, now, let me tell you the difference between our construction projects versus the landscape projects. That previous one that we were just at, that one's almost, it's about $8,000 or $9,000 less than this one, but that one's gonna take 3 days. This one, we've been at this for about, I would say this is probably the 11th working day. But it's a combination of contractors and in-house guys, etc. But just kind of goes to show you the different paces of these jobs. This one, you got to have a little bit more patience and be very clinical about how you schedule things. So you can be very clinical about how you schedule things and how you line up the contractors and in-house guys, just so that you don't have any disruption.